I have to say, personally, I definitely would say, based on episode 3 of Chained Soldier season 2, it's this episode was quite spicy. I would definitely say, quite the culture, nature, if you know what I mean. It was quite very something else. Very, you know, high demand of quality, very good quality. Yeah, it's yeah, very good quality. It really was. Hmm. Well, let's see, what kind of quality was it? It was good. It was so good. It was really good. It was really good. I don't mean to exaggerate, but stuff like that. But anyways, I happen to like the episode. The episode was very good. Peak, good culture, very good peak. Anyways, so I definitely think the episode was good. It was very, very good. It definitely was. I have to say, Tornado Girl is absolutely best girl. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Miss Tenkin was best girl. I love Miss Tenkin really so much. She's also one of my favorites, basically anime. But Tornado Girl is just absolutely, just kind of surprised me. I hate to say this, but the girl is horny for the man. She really actually is. Like, did some kind of special training with them. Let's just say some kind of different kind of training. I will definitely say she wants the man. She wants to do the deed. That's what she really wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she wants. She was just like going all in, going like, yeah, I gotta have that training. This is a training. That's what I definitely do need. I'm sorry, but even though her ability is basically is win or basically tornadoes, hurricane, and basically what she does and stuff like that. And her ability doesn't seem like it's really that strong. I really don't think that it really actually is. I really don't see that really much of the balance based on what her character really actually is and stuff like that. I don't see her being a very powerful adversary based on within this anime because I really definitely don't see that really that all too often to really debase it to really see that. But one thing I would definitely would say here is that I think that when I've seen Besa as her character, it's basis that not only because she's a horny toad, or I will definitely would say basically in a form of basic of that. But I definitely would say she is, like I said first, she's a worthy adversary, and she's definitely is does have a very strong ability, basically control the wind and basically and other stuff like that, and basically what she really definitely does, and basically I definitely do think that she's basically in terms of way that she can really can use that ability to pretty much to basically give herself the upper hand when she was going against goes Miss Tenkin. Miss Tenkin is the kind of girl that she can teleport and stuff like that that she personally definitely can. But sometimes her ability is sometimes hard to put at a miss the base of what she really actually does. Because the way that she teleports in and out from other different areas, that's just basically what she really definitely does and stuff like that. One thing I also found very interesting is basically that you can take on different chains, different changes, or I would say different forms, basically, are from some of the different characters basically in anime. Take as from me, and for a very great example, basically with her is basically that she is basically kind of like a radar, kind of like a girl. That's basically what she really actually is. She doesn't really have any strength or any speed or anything like that because she basically used that ability to scan the area. That's kind of like basically like when a plane or basically with a sonar plane or basically like a carrier ship that supposed to scan the area. That's basically what they're supposed to do, and that's basically what she's basically needing is supposed to do. If you look at basically Tornado Girl, like I said before, her basically is just win. That really actually is. But I have to say, win ability and stuff like that is very, very strong and is very, very powerful. Because if you take, for example, from Naruto, wind can tear you basically apart. It can flow you from other different directions. You may never know when the wind can pretty much can pick you up, and probably drop you down. Either that you get injured or either that you die. That's basically what happened with that ability. But with the ability, basically what she has, basically what Yuki basically uses her wind ability, I don't think them two are very compatible to basically use their abilities really all that much. But the problem is basically that I definitely do think that there's kind of a nerf basically into Yuki basically using that ability. But the problem is basically is that I definitely do think that Yuki using her ability, it kind of really exhausts himself. It really definitely is a lot. And that's not a good situation. It can really deplete his energy, and he may not have enough energy to basically pursue himself based into the battle. However, if he was to basically be with Tornado Girl to basically use the upper hand basically in battle, it can be beneficial. But however, the ability that he has that he can use from her is so very limited. So there's not really much that he can't really basically that he can do. So I definitely do think the problem is space what I've seen here is space is that, in my opinion, is basis that when he use her ability, it takes too much of his energy. Too much of his energy. I don't think them two are very good compatible based in the nature because her powers are way too over how should I say this? It's way too overextend. Means that she has way a whole lot of energy, but in order for Yuki to basically to adapt the energy, he has to practice with her, and that's what definitely has to does, and basically to base for him to use that ability definitely that he definitely has. And I'm also curious about some of the other girls also as well too. Take as with the instance for the blonde haired girl, not Tenken, the blonde haired girl, where she basically turns into like a big giant monster like kind of like Godzilla or King Kong. And basically an example basically with her that she can basically use Yuki basically to use the ability that she can basically turn herself small or tiny or maybe like a drop a blood cell or something like that that she really definitely can. But I'm really kind of curious about what's the limitations basically of her ability. But I'm also kind of wondering if her ability is kind of balanced with Yuki. It's also well too. It maybe seem like it is kind of balanced basically with him, but there's a problem that I definitely see. The question is basically how much of more of a balance that we definitely do see. Now, if you think as for basically of the Seventh Squadron, the commander, as basically I would say the female protagonist, basically with the katana sword, he is basically more used to basically her because he has more power, he has more strength, and that's basically what he definitely has. I'm kind of wondering if Yuki would basically get a new power up based on its anime. But I'm kind of curious if he definitely does. I'll be kind of disappointed if he does not get a new power up because that is something we'll just have to wait for to see from in the future. I just don't know if that really space is going to be the case, really or not. I would be very kind of disappointed if that really person that was really is not the case because I definitely think that using some of these other girls as for his ability may seem kind of a lackluster basic kind of a situation. Means that if he depends on using these girls for this ability, I definitely do think he may not be able to grow really that much. I don't think he's not being able to level up or basically to have that really much experience. But the only one I can only think of that has the most experience of is basically his commander is Miss Kayokuri or whatever you wanted to say her name or something like that. Because I definitely do think them two are pretty much are a perfect match, and I definitely do think they are definitely do have the perfect ability. But when it comes to Nian and Yuki, I definitely do think they are very good compatible also as well too. But I don't see the Tornado Girl being not really much compatible based with Yuki, based with the MC, because I don't see that. I just really don't. There's just the balance is not really there. It's kind of unbalanced between both of them, and I definitely do think that probably be a major problem in the near future. And I just don't see them to basically not in a way basically getting back together, but I just don't see it's going to happen. I just don't see it. But yeah, anyways, that's just over my thoughts based on this video. Tell me what you guys think. You guys like this video? What do you guys think about the peak servers based on this anime? Or I would say culture servers, I would definitely say. Or human servers, whatever you want to say. But yeah, it was this unlike it was us against there. Take care. Hope you guys have a day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please like button, give me a thumbs up, or give me a thumbs up. Doesn't matter to me. I doesn't really matter to me. I really don't care. All it matters, all that matters is the feedback from you guys. That's all really matters to me. That's all that really matters to me. But yeah, anyways, this is on next. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a day. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.